Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm giving you a fall sultry makeup look using the non-traditional colors like browns and oranges. Well, this actually has a little bit of orange in it. And I decided to do green because guess what? I really cannot escape the green. I love green. I don't know why. I used a variation of affordable products and some high end. And I use a throwback product in this look also. Fling all the way back. Down a back to me go find a product, yeah. Yeah. So if you want to see how I achieved this beautiful warm green fall autumn, the leaves are falling off the trees because they get colder outside though, then stay tuned and keep on watching. All right, let's jump into the video. So the first thing you must do, we got to take this step by step. First things first, we need to prep the skin. So I've already did a serum on my face, and I did a little bit of lip balm, and I did my eye cream already. So I'm going to go in with my moisturizer. It is very important whether you are dry skin, combination skin, or oily skin. Be aware of your skin type. That's number one. This is called the waterlock protocol. This moisturizer is, I believe, every skin type can use it. And this, when you're using it, it doesn't sit on the skin. It sinks into the skin, and according to them, it locks the moisture on the inside. So under the skin, it doesn't sit on top. It doesn't feel greasy. It just soaks right into your skin. Now that I have my moisturizer on, I'm gonna let that sit for a few minutes. What we're gonna use as primer. So because I have, again, I already let you guys know that I have combination skin, so I like to use certain products. I'm okay with using one of the tried and true, which is the Milk Hydro Grip. A little goes a long way. So the next primer that I like to use is the One Size Secure the Blur. I like to put this in my T-zone because I do have some pore in this area. First, for today's video, I'm going to go with brows first, then eyeshadow, then the complexion. Go with one of the most simplest ways that we can actually do our eyebrows. And I go in and I saturate whatever the product is on my brows. So if you have sparse brows like mine, you're definitely going to like this product. I'm satisfied with the way my brows look. Favorite palettes actually, the Morphe 35M, and I'm going to be using greens to create my fall makeup look. Okay, I have my trusty About Face eyeshadow primer. I really love this primer. Allows the eyeshadows to stick to your eyes wonderfully, so I use it and it's one of my favorites. You're gonna need an eyeshadow primer or a concealer. Now I'm gonna go in with this brush. I'm gonna start off with this one. So I'm giving you Matcha realness. I'm going to pat that into my eye. Gorgeous. Take this orange color, start blending the edges. I actually, you know what? I actually could have taken this green up a little bit more into my crease and blend the edges before I go in with the orange. Then I'm going to go back in with the orange now, and I'm going to blend the edges. Just blend the edges very softly. And I feel like this looks amazing. I'm going to go off camera and finish the other eye up. I'm applying a little bit of banana eye cream. Remember, I mostly reserve my inner ear for my blurring primer where I want it. My nose. And I just blend that out. This is optional. I'm actually going to do a little bit of color correcting. Right? So I'm going to use my NARS Soft Matte Foundation. It is a bit too light in my opinion. So I'm going to take a little bit of this Amicole on the back of my hand. This is what it makes it look like. And I'm going to go ahead and just blend. This foundation is a soft matte foundation, so that means it's not gonna be drying, but it's gonna have that velvet like formula. And I'm not going under my eye. I'm leaving the eye area because of course we're going to use concealer to highlight that area, so you don't want to put too much product. Whatever I have on the brush towards the end, I'm going on my forehead because I don't like too much foundation on my forehead. So I'm taking a little bit more on this side because I feel like I didn't give this side enough. I'm going to go ahead and take my Cia contour stick and I'm going to put that in the areas that I want to contour slash bronze. Placing the bronzer in the areas that it needs to be, which is around the perimeter of my face. I'm going to first take this concealer. I'm going to go start off right in those hollow areas of my eyes. On the bridge of my nose. So I use two concealers. Brighter color. So I'm going to let that concealer sit and dry down. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take my brush and begin to blend out my contoured area. And I'm going to start wherever you want to start. So I'm going to start with my forehead and work my way around. And I'm going under. So now that we're blended, we're going to go in now and blend out the concealer. You don't want to blend it too wide because you don't want your chin to be wide. I'm going in with my concealer brush, blending the edges first. Cream blush. This is where I place my blush. Blend. And I'm taking my hands very lightly and just blending that in. I like to use a light layer of powder under my eye before I actually use my setting powder. So the powder that I'm going to be setting my entire face with, I'm going to go in with that. And then I go in with my baking powder. And I'm going to use, of course, my trusted Peach Pie powder from Huda Beauty. My smile line gets wrinkled easily, so I have to go ahead and set that area and around my nose. I can take some over my brow just to give my brows a softer look. And I put that powder right in this area because it gets oily. Juvia's bronzer, darker part, and I'm going to just set the bronzer, the bronzed areas. The Sephora. Take my setting powder again, and I'm going to blend away all this excess powder. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Refresh Spray. So it's actually not a setting spray, it's a refresh spray. Taking my Juvia's, of course, and I'm gonna outline my lips. Sephora lipstick, and hot chocolate, of course. And there we have it. Again, thank you again for watching. Look out for more videos. Bye.